Oh man, you guys are in for a special treat today, because this time on Low Boost, we're driving a brand new Toyota Supra Manual. Before we get started, if you guys are in the upstate New York area and you have a car that you would like for me to drive, make sure to hit me up on Instagram. It's the best way to get a hold of me, at Low Boost Films. But I'm on all social media platforms, basically at Low Boost Films, if you want to contact me on there. I had been wanting to get my hands on a new Toyota Supra for a while. I've always wanted to drive one, kind of see what it was like. And honestly, I'm glad that I waited until now to do this, because I'm driving in a manual Supra. My buddy Dan just got this car and he asked me to take it out for a spin and tell him what I think of it, and I'm going to tell all of you guys what I think of it too. And he's also going to let me drive this thing on track. I'm going to get a couple laps in it too, so I'm really going to get a street experience like I'm doing now, and then we'll take it to the track and I'll give you guys my full-on track experience with it. I'm going to put a couple of laps in and we'll see how it does. But super excited about the car. This car is actually kind of rare, especially because it's a manual Supra, and they didn't make a whole lot of those so far because it's only been 1 year. But this is a special edition, so it has some different things to it. It only came in 2 colors, white and See You Later gray, which is what this is. They only made 500 of the special editions. It's kind of uncertain on which one is which, or how many they made of each. Let's just say maybe 250 each of this color. And this package has a different interior. The actual driver's side door card is a different color than the passenger side, which I didn't even notice until Dan told me. It's also got a number placard on it too. The special editions have a front strut brace that's red with the GR logo on it, so it's definitely a little stiffer in the front. And obviously that engine cover is not how it came. He put that on as a joke because it is a BMW engine, which I think is hilarious to do that. So props to Dan for doing that, because I think it's hilarious. Qualms I have about it, it does do rev matching, but you can turn that off, which is not a big deal. And it also has automatic start-stop when you stop at lights, even with a stick shift. Once you put the clutch down though, it turns right back on. Power delivery on the car is great. It's very smooth. You don't even feel a lot of turbo lag in it. And right now I'm driving it in comfort and not sport because we're on the street, and it seems very docile. It's not too stiff. If I put it into sports settings though, which I just did there, the steering wheel feels a little bit tighter. The throttle response is better with the gas pedal. Maybe the suspension is a little bit stiffer too. You can actually adjust the settings for steering, throttle response, and suspension if you want one of those being more sporty than the other. If you want a more comfortable ride, but you still want the sport throttle response, it's all adjustable. And the steering is definitely stiffer. Only modifications he's done on this is the rear lip ducktail, and he has a carbon front spoiler, both carbon front and rear stuff. Everything else is basically stock. He's got lowering springs on it just to lower it a little bit. Doesn't really change the handling characteristics all too much. And the manual does weigh a little bit less than the automatic. It came in at a very light, in my opinion, 3,284 pounds. But in terms of like a daily driver car, this thing is really, really nice. If you give it some gas and let off, you will hear the pops and the bangs coming out of the exhaust, which is really cool. And it is still a really easy car to heel toe. I'm still a fan of doing it myself. I am not a fan of it doing it for me. I just want to do it myself. I'm going to turn around here and head back up that way. The turning radius on this is pretty tight, pretty smooth. I'm a BMW guy, so seeing a BMW-ish interior in this thing I like it. The only thing I don't like about this is the cup holder is right where my right elbow is, and that's going to get annoying if I have a drink or something in there, but that's not the end of the world. A lot of cars don't even have cup holders, and you probably don't want one if you're driving this thing pretty spirited, because you're going to knock it over. Oh yeah. It grips. I mean, traction control kicked on a little bit there, but it definitely does the job. For a road car, this is quite comfortable. My biggest concern when I first saw this and got in, I was worried I was going to hit my head getting in and out of it, and I was worried I was going to be too short getting in it too. But even with a helmet on, I'm still in here fitting pretty good. Unless you really smack your head over to the side, you're not going to hit your helmet here. But I'm 5'10", and I'm not really hitting anything. I have a lot of space. The seat's down pretty good. So it's actually pretty comfortable inside the car. There's not a ton of space in the back. There's not a ton of storage. And, obviously that's going to play a big thing, especially with somebody like me who has kids, can't put kids in the back seat. And if this had a back seat, I probably would really want one. Listen, I'm just happy they're still making manual transmission cars, because although the automatic is undoubtedly faster than this is a more fun car to drive. I mean, come on, rowing gears and a 382 horsepower straight six turbocharged engine with rear wheel drive, limited slip differential. Like, come on, it doesn't get any better than this. We're gonna look back 30 years from now and be like, what were we thinking getting rid of stick shift cars? Because as far as a driver's car goes, I don't think you could call any car that's not a stick shift a driver's car, unless it's a Porsche with a PDK, because let's be honest, that thing is the best thing ever made. The one thing I did notice, and I don't know if it's been coded into the car or not, but the auto rev match goes away when you put it into sport, which is exactly how I would want it. No rev match, sport, nice stiff everything.
That's what she said.
And really just kind of makes the driving experience your own. Listen, Toyota makes some safe cars. They make some of the best accident avoidance, lane departure warnings, some of the best safety technology that you can have in a car. But that gets rid of the driving experience. You want to be immersed in the driving feeling itself. And by taking away all of the grannies and giving you just something that is pure sports car like this, I'm glad that they did, and I hope that they keep doing, because, man, these are getting harder and harder to find. Outside of me worrying about bottoming out with the front lip of his car, which if it was my car, I probably wouldn't lower it and I probably wouldn't put a lip on it, because I just wouldn't want to be scared of that all the time. Outside of that, daily driving this is a breeze. It's comfortable. Even if you're a little bit taller, it's fine. And honestly, when I first looked at the Supra, I was like, I'm not too sure if I love the looks. It's not really growing on me. Then when I saw it in person and saw the body lines, the rear arches, and how they are over-exaggerated over the wheel well, the front lip, I love the hood of this car, how it basically takes up half of the front fender. The way that they designed this thing, I absolutely love it now. I think it looks so much better in person than when I saw it. I wish I could say the same thing for the new G87 M2. I just can't get behind the looks of that car the more I look at it. Like I look at this. Now, I actually think that these are one of the nicest looking cars that are out right now. And I didn't think that at first. Now, man, now that I've driven it, God, I love it even more. I'm just kind of taking it easy on public roads here. We're not going fast. The only way you really could tell if the handling of a car is to actually drive it on track, and I don't normally get to do this, so I'm really excited to take this car to the track. So let's head there now. Listen, I have so much content for the track that I have to make a completely separate video for it, but hit the subscribe button and make sure to stay up to date on all my uploads, because 1 week from today, I'm gonna do the full track experience video. In the meantime, check out these videos that I already have ready to go.